Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the channel, Joe Rocks. Hope everybody's doing well. I am here with a haul video, my last one for the year. Although I do have a few more things coming. I'm going to wait till January to do that, to do another haul video, only because I'm working on my top metal albums of the year still. Although I do have the majority of it done. My list, so I'm gonna do the death metal one also and the thrash one, and I'm thinking about doing debut album one also, so we'll see. Anyway, I got Course Vinyl and CD, and I'm gonna kick it off with the vinyl. And this actually just came out about a month ago, and this is Pupil Slicer. Fleshwork is their third studio album. They're from the UK. This was released through Prosthetic Records. And I have not heard their debut, but I have heard their album Blossom, which was really good. Now this is a mathcore band, which I am not super familiar with mathcore. I've heard of it over the last few years, but and to be honest, I know it's like born of like metalcore and mixed with some other elements, like punk and things like that, but to be honest, if I had heard mathcore, I wouldn't know what it is. But to me, this is just a metal album. It's certainly metalcore. The vocals on this one have they're hardcore vocals, like with blackened influence. This album, like I said, I did hear their second studio album, Blossom. I haven't heard the debut. This album has some sludge and doom elements. It's not anything over the top, but it does sound really good. And I got this the week after it came out, actually, and I've been spinning it a lot, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of my albums, one of my favorite albums this year, but I'm really, really enjoying it a lot. So, Pupil Slicer, Fleshwork. And like I said, I wouldn't really know mathcore. I mean, I guess I'm kind of getting familiar with it now. Whether or not I dive into other bands, I really don't know. But if I hear something and I like it and I love it, I'm gonna pick it up. Or I like it, just plain and simple. Band right there, female vocals. I think her name is Kate Davies, vocalist. Lyrics. So, very cool. I'm loving this. I've been spinning it, quite a bit. So, very good album. All right, next is an EP from a death metal band from Spain called Undead. They have 2 studio albums, both of which I own on CD. I don't own them on vinyl. But this is a 4-song EP. These guys are really cool. I really dig their 2 studio albums. Get this out. Band right there. Credits. I'm just making sure it doesn't look, because it's pretty thick. It's thick. Credits and lyrics on the back. Let's see what else. Let's get the album out. Ooh, very cool. Very nice. Ooh. Alright. Existential Horrors and Putrefactio, I believe that's how you say it. I'm assuming it's in Spanish. Are there other 2 albums? So, but Undead, This Side of the Grave. Very cool EP. This I've been waiting to get a copy of. I did mention in another video that I had to do a download of it, but finally Hell's Headbangers got it, and I figured they would eventually, because they've gotten other releases from this band over the last few years. And they're a Brazilian thrash band, Violator. I'm so happy that I finally got this. Unholy Retribution, this is their 3rd studio album. from Brazil. Now, originally they're on Kill Again Records, and like I had said in the video, in my haul video where I talked about this, the shipping was just outrageous. So I figured I'd just wait, and hopefully Hell's Headbangers would get it, and they did. So I think in Europe this was distributed through High Roller maybe, or they're on High Roller in Europe. But the band there, lyrics and stuff. I love this band. I've got their Annihilation Process EP on vinyl, and their Chemical Assault also. Their last album before this one, Scenarios of Brutality. I think that came out in 2013. That's the only one I don't have. They do have a few other EPs, so red, white, black and white splatter. Nice. This album is awesome. If you like Dead Heat, this is something along those lines, but certainly in their own Brazilian style. But Violator, Unholy, Retribution. This is going to be in my top thrash albums, I know it. So, alright, next is, this is another EP. Now, this band is made up of a couple of members. They're new. When I saw that this was coming out, let me see who put this out. Well, it's Fimble Winter. I believe that's how you say it, Fimble Winter. Now, they have it two separate words. There was an old band called Fimble Winter where it was just one word from like the 90s. I believe they were a death metal band. I've never got into them, so I don't know much about them, but I just saw it online. And I'm trying to see who put this out. Bleak Sound Recordings, that's what it looks like. So, unless this was just an independent release. But they are working on an album, and it's a couple of members, ex-members of Amon Amarth. So I did stream a song when I saw this was coming out. This is the first song they released. And to me it sounds like older Amon Amarth. Like the albums, The Avenger, Versus the World, you know, those albums like that. The Crusher also. But yeah, Fimble Winter, made up of a couple of ex-members of Amon Amarth. I personally, I'm not the hugest fan of Amon Amarth, but the stuff that I like from them is like their earlier stuff. And the song that I streamed off of Bandcamp when it was released reminded me of older Amon Amarth. So, guitarist Frederick Anderson, who I believe left the band about 10 years ago maybe. So he's one of the members. Yeah, this is a 4-song EP. So, and I did read that they're working on an album for next year. So we'll see. What Once Was, that's the title, from Fimble Winter. Alright, next up, finally picked up the second album from Dawn of Our Boris, Velvet Incandescence, which when I first heard of them, I had streamed a song off of this album to check them out, and that's what made me buy their latest album, Bioluminescence, so which is amazing. So I do have the debut, but I did not have this one, so now I've got all 3 of their albums. So they actually had these up for sale because they just finished a tour a few weeks ago. So, and they had put up on Bandcamp their leftover merch. So I picked it up. Velvet Incandescence. This was put out through Prosthetic, I believe. Also, yes, Prosthetic. Very nice. Oh, let's see if there's an insert. We'll double check. Yeah. lyrics. Alright, very nice. Alright, last one. I've seen people getting it, so I ordered it a while back when it was still hadn't shipped yet, and I don't think it had been released yet. So I think in August. I think it was released in September. Yes, I got it. The new Dark Angel Extinction Level event. Yes, I know people hate it. I know there's been so many problems with this release, besides people really not liking it. With shipping, I know Canada had a postal strike, I believe, so that didn't help. I did buy the digital release when it came out, just so that I could hear it before I got the album. And I just saw, like, maybe a week ago, still people commenting on social media that they haven't even got notifications yet for shipping. So many things have gone wrong with this release that I picked it up. I don't think it's horrible. It's just, I don't love it. I agree with a lot of the people. There are some cool riffs on here. I got the black. There are some cool riffs on here. There are some cool songs, but some of the other songs just don't really grab your attention. Or maybe they sound okay in the beginning and then they just kind of, it's like you lose focus and you want to skip to the next song. So the vocals are, like I had said before, when I think I mentioned this in another video, that I really didn't care for the vocals, and they're okay. They kind of are just one-dimensional, I guess you could say. But yeah. Let me see if there's something else in here. I think it's a signed card, signed insert. So yeah, I totally get why people don't like it. I listened to it all the way through a few times, but again, it just, a couple of the songs were just boring, and they got boring, and I had to skip them, or, it was like a fight to get through them, so. But I don't think it's the worst album ever made. I just think it's just not a great album. So, but it's okay for what it is. Of course, you always have the classic stuff. But anyway, all right, that was the last vinyl. Now I got the CDs. First up is an album from Pallbearer, Foundations of Burden. This was their second studio album, I believe, because I think they have 5. And this was released a few weeks ago. It's remastered, and I believe it's remixed, so, by the band. Foundations of Burden. Their Mind Burns Alive from last year was really good. What's the other one? Forgotten Days before that was really good too. I really love those albums, so in actuality, this is an album that I have not heard yet, so. So I will be listening to it soon. Like I said, I enjoyed their last few albums a lot, so. Pallbearer. Atmospheric Doom. Melodic, but I mean really cool. I really love the vocals on it, so, from that band. Alright, next up is something that I'm new to, and this band is from Germany, death metal band, Archaic Thorn. This is Malicious Spears. This is their second studio album. This was a suggestion on Spotify, and I listened to one song, or a song that was released, and I really liked it. So this is their second studio album, like I said. The first one I think was called Eradication, so I have not heard that one yet. But when I go through this, we'll see. I really liked what I heard, so. I don't know when this was released in Europe, but I think in the States it just came out like a week ago. Yeah, because I think I just got it last week. So cool. There's the band there. I don't know if I held it up or anything. So, all right, very nice. Archaic Thorn with Malicious Spears. All right, next up is another EP, band from Norway. This is their first release, Eldfod, I believe it's called. Risen from the Flames. Now this is like a super group from guys that are from other bands that formed this band to put out this EP. They're death metal. They're made up from bands Dimmu Borgir, I think that's how you say it. I'm not super, I know who they are, I'm just not really familiar. They're a band that I've never checked out. So, there's the band there. The other band is Necrophobic, a member of this band. And the other one is Hellbutcher, who I am familiar with. But Necrophobic, I'm not either. Not familiar with them. So, Eldfod. Risen from the Flames is a 4-song EP. So, and they all are. This band also is working on another album, as well as still in their other bands as well. All right, and this, like I said, I just got on Friday, so I was expecting it. The new Blood Red Throne. Siltskin is their 12th studio album. They're from Norway also. Oops. Get that off there. Of course, the usual lyrics and stuff, I'm sure. Maybe there's a little picture of it. Yep, missed it. First time I heard of this band was their album Fit to Kill. And I've been following them ever since. Now they've been around since the early 2000s. I think their first one came out in 2002. So I have not checked out any of their early albums, but I plan to. So very cool. Blood Red Throne. This is something that I found out about late, so I ordered it as soon as possible. So, Siltskin, the new album. I may pick that up on vinyl, we'll see. But that's I was waiting for that to come so that I can complete because I really want to listen to this over the rest of the weekend and see how it is. So, all right. Anyway, that will complete my haul video. Like I said, my last one for the year, and I'll do another one in January. But concentrating on completing my top metal albums lists and videos and stuff. So I am almost done. I'm thinking about putting out my thrash one first, and then my top 30 albums, and then the death metal. But we'll see how it goes. I also ordered. There's new Mayhem coming out next year in February. I'm not super into them. I've heard songs I like from them. I'm not hugest on like the straight black metal. The more atmospheric stuff I like, or some of the Black and Death. Of course, I like that. But I don't know. I'm gonna wait till it comes out probably and check it out. Maybe I'll pick it up, and we'll see. I want to hear more. I did hear one song that was released, and I thought it was pretty good. So we'll see. But other than that, I got the new Megadeth and of course Creator. There's another band, Barbarian. They're like a heavy metal death band, death metal, like a mix of heavy metal and death metal. They have a new one coming out in January also. So, all right, that's it. That's my haul video. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.